Hello! You may notice it's been a while since I did a proper long form video, and that's because I've been doing a lot of short single take videos. This is because all the focus right now is on this, which is my Piwars robot with 3D printed front. Got a Raspberry Pi with a PiCon 0 on top. There's some input stuff which we'll talk about shortly. And there's a whole bunch of work left to do on getting this thing going. But today, I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on something I've neglected for a while, which is just mailbag stuff. Stuff that people have sent me that I appreciate. So I'm going to start with this. It's already been opened because it's already been used. And this was sent by Lee Lipinski, who, if you recall, I was helping with his CNC machine. And it's simply a box full of standoffs and nylon screws and bolts. And actually, for a project like this, like the Piwars robot and other similar things, this is fantastic. You know, mounting boards in any which way I can, or standoffs or other things. This is just great. Box of many different standoffs. I don't think it says how many and what the sizes are. It's got brand Suleve. I don't know really. I know this has been shipped straight to me from China, so Lee ordered it directly to me. And it's much appreciated, so thank you, Lee. And it has definitely already come in handy. And the only thing I'm really going to need to complement this is a few longer screws, because these nylon screws are a bit short, so I might need some 30mm, 40, 50, even 50mm screws just to get through some of the 3D printed or laser cut parts that I use. So the next thing that was sent to me to have a look at and review, and I will review this actually properly in a later video, but let's have a look. So this, I've been interested in Raspberry Pi power solutions, and this is very much one of those. So this is the Omzlo, O-M-Z-L-O. I'm not sure if the camera's getting that. There you go, omzlo.com. So this is the Omzlo Pi Jack, so a Raspberry Pi power supply with your standard header to solder on. And this comes with, you've got a power jack input, you've got 5-volt ground. Now I don't know if that's input or output here. Okay, no, that's 5 volts out, that's V in there. So you could actually desolder that and use these. You've got a big old toroidal here, all these little tiny caps there. Now, one of these two devices is these two devices here, probably doing the power regulation. And I think the rest are resistors. There's an LED here. And I think later, so 28 volt max. So that's quite a large voltage change from 28 to 5 volt. So we might have to find out how efficient this is. You know, is it switching type? Soldering on there is a little bit, but it'll be fine. So at some point I shall be testing this out on a Pi, because I am definitely interested in ways to power a Pi effectively, efficiently, and repeatedly, because I'm going to be using them in all kinds of robots, be they things that are standalone, things that are moving on the floor. So power supplies are the name of the game. And talking of power supplies, in a very similar vein, I also bought a whole load of these, which is kind of the same similar idea to the Pi Jack, which is the wide input shim from Pimoroni. Now I've actually had a chance to test one of these, and it's already on my robot. The first thing that I will say is I did have a little bit of trouble initially because I soldered it on my Pi. Foolish for a first attempt with one of these, but there we go. And I did find that it wasn't obvious to me, and maybe to someone else it would be, which way up this was supposed to go and where this was supposed to go. However, Pimoroni were exceptional in helping me out via Twitter and going, oops, oh dear, I hope your Pi survives, I hope your device survives. And actually it was all fine after I desoldered it, put it back in the right way. Again, my bad. But they were brilliant. So I really say Pimoroni, second to none support. Really happy with that. And it's been sat on the Piwars bot. So here's my Piwars bot, and it's soldered in under there. Oh, I think that's too close to focus on it. And actually, in my one, I've now desoldered the input jack. So if you look at the standard one of these, and I might need something to get this open with. Oh dear, tool abuse. Here we go. Oh yes, so sorry, it's 3 to 16 volts. So it's not quite the same as this 28 volt. So that might be interesting to compare. And this one kind of, you can't really reverse it. But then this is a full-on hat or fat. This is just a tiny shim. And there we are. Okay, so what does it come with? So it comes first with adapters. So this adapter goes into the shim from 2 input wires, and this adapter goes into the shim from a larger adapter type. So the shim is tiny, and it fits right on the Pi. Now I've desoldered this on my robot for height, and this is another contributor to height, because there's also inputs here, and I've been able to use those inputs also instead of this input here. So that's quite handy. And again, there's a big old, looks like an inductor there. That'll be probably your power chip, whatever it's, whether it's a switching or regulating type. So it's also got printed on the back the max loads, which is very handy. Now, I'm not using this to drive the motors. This is just for the Pi and some of the Pi peripherals. So, yeah, this is pretty handy, and it's working nicely with a Pi 3 with a bunch of stuff attached. So those are all the goodies I've received. And I think I'm going to be back shortly with another video where, for the Piwars plan, I'm going to be doing something with these. Now, I think you might have seen I've done things with Microviews before, but I had 2 before the rest that weren't working. And I'm going to try today and get a bootloader flashed on these, because these are the ones that came without a bootloader. So then I can potentially use these, 2 of them, both for debug on the Piwars bot, so I get a couple of cute little pictures and they tell me what's going on. And secondly, these are an Arduino, or basically like an Arduino, so I should be able to drive them via I2C and extend the I/O that I'm getting from my Pi. So I'll be back with that in a later video today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Go make stuff and be awesome. Bye!